Hey, Scott Spreitzer here with Robert Ferringo, DocSports.com. We're talking some National League picks and bets for the upcoming 60-game season. We'll get to that in just a second. As you can see, though, at the top of your screen, man, if you're not yet a member, over at DocSports.com, what a cool way to give it a trial run. You click on the link below the video, get yourself set up for that free $60 account, and then what you can do is use those free $60 on any of Robert's daily picks, any of mine, anybody on the roster at DocSports.com. It is as simple as that. All right, Robert, listen, according to the odds, the Dodgers, the clear-cut favorite to win the NL pennant. They did receive some tough news that David Price is not going to play this season. He's going to opt out in 2020. The Atlanta Braves, the defending champion Washington Nationals, the New York Mets, all next in line as far as the odds are concerned. Kick things off for us, your first National League bet.
Give me the Mets. Give me the Mets. Okay, now full disclosure, I am a Mets fan, but let me preface that by saying that because I'm a Mets fan, no one hates the Mets more than I do. Okay, so I am trying to be objective here, but at almost 9-1, I do like the value that they offer, and here's why. I mentioned this in our American League video. In a condensed season, just like in short series in the postseason, you are rewarded for having high-end talent. Okay, teams that have good, solid 1 through 25 man rosters, over 162 games, they can ride those ups and downs. But in a short scramble situation like we're in, give me the teams with the better players. All right, I think that they are going to be able to elevate their organizations. And when I look at the Mets, their two perhaps best players are Yoenis Cespedes and Robinson Cano. Now, a guy like Cano, he's not the guy that he once was. He will never be that guy again. He's pushing 40. Okay, but he doesn't have to stretch himself out over 162 games. He doesn't have to kind of nurse things along. He can max out. Same thing with Yoenis Cespedes. He is an MVP caliber talent. He just can't stay healthy. Now he doesn't have to worry about it. He can just max out for 62 games. Throw in guys like McNeil, Pete Alonso on the pitching staff. Again, you got more high-end guys with Jacob deGrom, Cy Young winner, Marcus Stroman, who I thought was an extremely underrated pickup for them. The Mets have some tools. And on top of that, they have a little less angst coming into the season, if that makes sense. Everybody's kind of free-rolling right now because everyone feels like they have a chance in this bizarre offseason, and everybody's just kind of happy to get back into playing. So I don't feel like there's that negative bubble around this team that I felt going into seasons past. And again, if they can stay healthy, they got enough high-end talent to play with anybody.
I'm going to make our cohort, our fellow capper over at DocSports.com real happy here. And I'm talking about Alan Harris and his Philadelphia Phillies because they're around plus 1,500 to win the National League. And I'm a huge Joe Girardi fan going back to his playing days, his managing days in New York, right down the line. And after watching what the Nats did last year, if Bryce Harper has any pride whatsoever, this guy's going to have some extra motivation to play top-level baseball and get his teammates to jump on his back. You know, it's funny, as I'm sitting here talking about Bryce Harper and talking about pride, it makes me think of Marcellus Wallace. I'm going Pulp Fiction on you here for a second, Robert, when he's sitting there talking to Bruce Willis, and he's like, you know that sting you're going to feel in the back of your neck, buddy? That's pride, baby. That's pride. And the painful thing is, as Marcellus Wallace said to Bruce Willis, that, you know, you got ability right now, kid, but painful as it is, ability don't last. And that's a hard bleep fact of life. So I think Bryce Harper is going to come in with some extra motivation here. And I think Joe Girardi is going to point to him in a Marcellus Wallace type of frame of mind that it's really getting close to he's got to produce in a manner that can help his team get to where they want to be. So I think the offense is going to be fine, not just because of Bryce Harper. And I'm sorry, folks, to go all Pulp Fiction on you. And if you're under 40 and haven't seen it, go watch it about 10 times. But listen, they got Aaron Nola, they got Zach Wheeler at the top of the rotation, young arms who are going to have to step up, but I think they got the right kind of young arms to do that. And I think the offense is going to back them up well. So I think at plus 1,500, there is value to back the Phillies. I really do, Robert. So again, I think it's a situation where Harper's got to play throughout the season. He's got to be that spark plug. He can't just be the guy who comes in and puts up big individual numbers. He's got to be the guy that takes the offense on his shoulders this particular season. I think he will at this point. I think he's matured. I like him at this age. I think this team, again, value at plus 1,500. Are they the best in the National League? Are they one of the top 4 or 5 teams? Not on paper, but I think they got enough arms, enough offense in a 60-game season where they'll be a threat till the very end.
Yeah, they're actually my number 3 value. And before I get to my number 2, I want to back you up. I'm with you 100% on the Phillies. And 2 guys that you want to watch for on the Phillies this year, okay? Bryce Harper gets all the focus and the love, but they made one of the best pickups of the offseason this year when they signed Didi Gregorius to a 1-year deal. Didi Gregorius can play, okay? That guy is a baller. He's a clutch player. How many guys can realistically follow Derek Jeter, okay, as the New York Yankee shortstop? And Didi Gregorius did it for years without missing a beat. So he is one guy to watch for. Another guy to watch for is Jay Bruce. Now that they have the DH throughout the entirety of Major League Baseball, American League and National League, you got Jay Bruce hitting 7th or 8th in that lineup. And again, over 162 games, Jay Bruce, he's going to hit 220, he's going to do his things. But going back to what I said before about high-end talent, in that lineup with no pressure, hitting 7th or 8th, if a guy like that can step in and just go off for 20 home runs, that's going to kind of loosen things up at the bottom of that lineup. So I like you with Philly, but my number 2 value team, I like the Cubs. They're around 12 or 13 to 1. Give me the Cubs, okay? They have World Series pedigree, okay? These guys have done it. This exact core of players has done it. They got rid of Joe Madden, who I'm a big Joe Madden fan. They brought in David Ross. And sometimes with a group like this that's been together for a few years, that's had some highs and lows, just having a different voice in the clubhouse makes a world of difference. And I think that he absolutely will. And going back to what I was talking about with the Mets, they have high-end talent, and they have guys that have been injury risks. They have guys now that they don't have to hold back. They don't have to worry about nursing them through a 162-game season plus the playoffs. You look at their pitching staff, guys like Yu Darvish, John Lester, Hendricks, Quintana. They haven't been able to stay healthy, and they haven't been able to click, but they're all only going to be making about 10 or 12 starts in the regular seasons. They can max out and still be fresh for the postseason. They're a team that no one is talking about, and I think that works to their advantage. Just like with the Mets, I don't feel that angst that the Cubs, the lovable losers, usually have. They have all this pressure on them. I don't feel that pressure with them. I think they're flying very much under the radar, and they have as much talent and as much experience as anyone in the National League. Give me that at 13 to 1.
And as much as Joe Madden did for this organization in a short time at Wrigley, they were basically at the point where it was probably time to make a move. So I agree with that. And David Ross he's a player's manager. They're going to like this guy, and I think they're going to listen to him if they have a little hiccup at points of the season. He's going to be able to calm this team down where I'm not so sure Joe Madden was able to do so in his last season there. So I think it's a great point. When you look at home road dichotomies out of pitchers like Yu Darvish, for instance, it's not going to be as big of a deal on a shortened season when he's not going to be starting as many games as he would if it was a 162-game season. Certainly can't disagree with your Cubbies play. I'm going to go with the team. You mentioned that the Cubs aren't getting a whole lot of talk, so I like that. The team I'm going to give you is getting too much talk in all likelihood. I don't like that, but I'm going to go with them anyway here, and that is the Cincinnati Reds at plus 1,100. Solid rotation, no doubt about it. You've got Bauer, Castillo, Gray on the mound to start things up. You've got the strong lineup with Shogo Akiyama, Mike Moustakas, Nick Castellanos, to name a few. And they're scheduled to start a season in which you need a quick start, as we all know, is quite manageable early on. Certainly not overly difficult. The only thing that bothers me again is the fact that a lot of folks are on the Reds to do extremely well this year and to challenge at the top of the National League. The good news of that part is that they are normally sharp baseball folks who are back in the Reds as opposed to just the general public. So for me, they are a bit of a sleeper at plus 1,100 to win the National League, Robert.
Yeah, 14 of their first 25 games come against the Tigers, Royals, and Pirates. They're going to pick up a lot of early wins. And with this shortened season, it's momentum. Teams that are playing with emotion and confidence, we're going to see them go on these runs. Everything is heightened in this shortened season. And if a team like the Reds can come out with that soft early schedule and start 10-2, 12-4 or something like that, you're going to see the ball start to get rolling downhill. They're going to start playing with confidence, and that's going to go a long way.
Well, as folks can see, we're ready to go and raring to go. Baseball season coming up in just a few days. And And we've stayed sharp with our baseball because we've been playing Korean baseball since it got underway in early May, and that'll take us right into this Major League Baseball season. I like your plays, Robert. You heard mine. Don't forget, if you want to jump on board and give DocSports.com a trial run and you're not yet a member, click on that link below the video. Set yourself up for that free $60 account. And folks, don't forget to check out other baseball videos. We've got American League thoughts. We've got over-under wins totals for the upcoming season. He's Robert Ferringo. I'm Scott Spreitzer. We are DocSports.com.